Some new Flux models just dropped and they are insanely fast, but speed doesn't always mean quality. So I'm gonna be testing them with the same prompts side by side so that we can rate them and see which one actually makes sense for you to use. Because we know there's a lot of hype around new models when they do come out. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a first-hand look at what they all do. For every model, I'm gonna be using the same categories, which I have written down here. So we're gonna be going off of 3 things, somewhat 4. So prompt coherency and style coherency, I've lumped those into the same category. So is it doing what we asked in the prompt? And then second is going to be detail and fidelity. So looking at the hands, the feet, the fine textures, so micro details, clarity, and structure. And then last is gonna be overall aesthetics. Even if it hits all of the above points we just listed, is it actually nice to look at? Or is it just, another picture that we could make on a different model? So let's get into it. Okay, now we're on the computer. For those of you that don't know, I'm gonna be using NightCafe Studio to access these models that just dropped. So if you want to access them, just head to creator.nightcafe.studio and head to create. The actual models we're focusing on today are these Flux 2 Klein models. So there's 3 different models. There's Flux 2 Klein 4B Fast, Flux 2 Klein 4B, and Flux 2 Klein 9B, which is like the superior of the 3. Yeah, we're gonna be comparing all 3 and seeing which one is supposed to prioritize quality. I have a feeling it's gonna be 9B just because of the name, but yeah, let's just see. Okay, so the first category we're gonna test is fantasy character portrait. So let's do fantasy mage. We're just gonna do a very basic prompt. So fantasy mage, robe textures, medium shot. By the way, if you're on the NightCafe Pro subscription, then you're going to be able to access some of these for free. And as I mentioned before, these are fast models. So let's just try that again and see how long it takes to generate. I couldn't even finish my thought before it was done generating. This is with prompt magic on. Nice. So I think that was probably like a second or 2. Let's try it with 4 images. And this is just the square ratio. We could also switch it up and try the portrait ratio. So like I was saying, the pro plan on certain levels, you can get these models for free. Right now I'm generating 4 images. So of course it's gonna cost a little bit more just because it's not a base creation. So 2 credits for 4 images at a 3:4 ratio, I think is pretty good. Let's look at those. So here is the Flux 2 Klein 4B Fast. This is with prompt magic on. I'd say it's pretty good, honestly. But how does it stack up against the rest of these models? Let's just do the same aspect ratio and just switch our model. So this is the 4B Fast. This is, I guess you would say like the lowest of the tiers. This is just the 4B, which is like the medium, which looks pretty good, I'd say. Definitely a little bit more grainy for the fast, but it's not very noticeable. But there's also like a little bit of background noise. It's not like this is a background noise, it's a good setting. But I feel like with the plain 4B model, the Flux 2 4B model, it hits like the lighting a little bit better in the background. His fingers are a little bit off, like I can see an extra finger there. But let's compare that to the 9B. Lighting is so much better for this. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, so judging on prompt coherency and style coherency, I'd say they all hit that pretty well. We didn't really ask for a style very much, but I think that the style that it came up with on its own was great. As for detail, I'd say that the Flux 2 9B model definitely hit the detail out of the park. I mean, the hands are pretty good. There's no extra fingers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a thumb. The fingers are a little funky, but I think compared to the other models, so I'm a little zoomed up here. Like these fingers look kind of crazy. 1, 2, 3. This one has 6 fingers. So, I mean, of course, no model is going to be too perfect. Nano Banana Pro, I think, handles hands the best. And a lot of the Google models, which is, yeah, great. Like Google, they've nailed that, but not bad. So I'd say all 3 hit prompt coherency and style coherency well. Detail is going to 9B. That's probably the crown winner for detail. And then for overall aesthetics, I'd also say 9B nailed the aesthetics. I mean, look at this blue glow. Like this is such a vibe and it looks like a mage, you know? just for fun, let's just shuffle and use the AI prompts that Vincent will generate for us. So let's just go back to Flux 2 Klein 4B fast, Flux 2 Klein plain 4B, and then Flux 2 Klein 9B. Another cool thing here, when you go to browse all models, you can see how many people are liking these models so far. So 101 stars, 85 favorites, and over 10,000 images made within the first, I think it's been like just over 12 hours. What is that? 16 hours, 17 hours of having it on the site. So 10,000 images made with Flux 4B fast, 5.6 thousand images made with Flux 2 Klein B, and just under 2,000 images with Flux 2 Klein 9B. I guess while we're here, we could point out the price difference. So let's just do a single image. Like I said, if you're on a pro plan, this is going to be free to test out Flux 2 Klein 4B fast. We'll just call them by their short names for now. And then for Klein 4B, it's going to be free as well, but it's going to be 1 credit for Klein 9B, which is really good. So great prices across all of those. Yeah, let's just see what the results came out for with our prompt. So here is the 4B fast model, Klein 4B fast. I'd say it looks really good. I mean, like the lighting and the stained glass look amazing. The stacks of books, like look at those details. And this is actually really crazy for the fast, like lower tier model. And this is just 4B, so the middle tier. Klein 4B, I say, kind of lost that magic of the lighting. I don't know how that happened. It seems like 4B fast compared to just the Klein 4B and then the, what is this, Klein 9B? Oh, well, Klein 9B kind of has like a cute painterly, like fantasy look to it that it did on its own that we didn't ask for, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Hands look good in that, which let's just compare to the fast model. The hands don't look horrible here actually at all. These are very similar images. Very cool. Okay, let's test with a start image. Let's just go to the free images. I don't know, let's just go with this first one. Okay, so there, it's uploaded as our start image. We hit done. Great, let's just test it out. So Klein 4B fast, make sure we have prompt magic turned off because these models are able to use start images, which is awesome. Love a model that can use a start image, especially if you sketch your own art and you want to use AI to enhance the idea that you have, or maybe even kind of like prototype paintings, sketches, and turn them into something that could be more detailed. They're great for that. And then we'll go to 9B as well and see how that takes. I'm still blown away that there's already this many images made in such a short amount of time. I really thought that it would take the blue. Maybe it won't, just because it's like we're asking for like gold. Yeah, because right here in the prompt it says golden. So let's go back to this mage prompt, which by the way, if you're on NightCafe, you can just go to another creation you recently made and just hit the use button under the creation settings, and it just fills in the text prompt with the prompt used there. So let's try that out. This is Flux Klein 9B, Flux Klein 4B. Let's do 4B fast. And these are really quick to generate, so that's really cool. And it looks like it did use that flame. This is the 9B model. It used that really well. So you can see the orange and the actual flame from the match in the mage's hands. Very cool. This one just looks very blue, like druid vibes. This one is using the blue flames as well. And this is the 4B fast model. This is just the mid-tier 4B. These are all really good. It looks like 9B excels at realism. Let's just do a close-up shot. So more of like a portrait. Let's actually add that. And then let's add a preset in so that it looks a lot more realistic. I'm going with the cinematic preset, 4B fast, 4B, and this is still with the start image, so we can test what that looks like. And then 9B, let's actually remove the start image just to see what that looks like too. Isn't that cool to see? Klein 4B, and then Klein 9B. And as soon as I click back, they're ready. Wow, it really handles that prompt amazingly. So this is the 4B fast model. This is the lowest tier, and it has handled the photo realistic look so well. And a lot of you guys on the website have talked about how Google Imagen 3.0 Fast is getting, the price is raising for it because of stuff that's going on in the back end. It has to do with the provider more than us, because if it was up to us, we'd keep it low, but it just costs us too much too. But these models here, since they are non-pro and anybody could use them, this might be able to replace that look that many of you are going to miss with Google Imagen 3.0 Fast. So yeah, let's just go back to this. So this is the 4B Fast model. I am blown away by how clear those look. This is the mid-tier 4B model. I think this is also, oh, this is 9B. So this actually has more of like a blurred background, and the details on his jacket look to be a lot more intricate, more detailed. The details look more detailed. Let's see what this is. This is Flux Klein 9B, and this is Flux Klein 4B. So these are without the start images. Huh, that's so weird that sometimes the fast model outperforms the other models, because this still kind of looks like plasticky. You know how AI sometimes creates like plasticky looking people? The skin's a little bit too shiny. The pores look off, but this looks very real to me. Like there's hair, you know, misplaced hair. The pores are there. There's even like a film grain to it. The eyebrows are a little bit uneven, which is like very realistic. If you know, you know. But yeah, this looks very AI. Like the face symmetry is too perfect. The eyes are a little bit too perfect. The hair is very smoothed down. And then same with this, like the skin's a little bit off for me, but the detail is great nonetheless. Like there's still kind of like dust specks. I am blown away by how well these are handling this prompt. So it took that really, really well. Let's do an ultra close-up. Let's try it with 4B Fast, because it seems like the Klein 4B Fast model does really well with realistic portraits. It didn't do much of an ultra close-up. Let's see if 9B handles the ultra close-up prompt better. Okay, kind of. I might have to work on a better prompt for that. But since we're here, let's just do like medium shot, comma. Let's try a painterly preset, consistent, and not test too many things at once, just to see how, you know, just get a baseline of how things are working, how it sticks to the prompt that we give it. Yeah, this is the painterly, what was it called again? I think like color painting preset on NightCafe. We could even change this. And let's do the vibrant. This is more like graffiti style painting, or like graffiti style art. And this is 9B. Let's just work our way backwards. 4B plain, and then 4B fast. I love that before, like I even can finish doing this all. It like really, like they're already done. Okay, very cool. I love the graffiti style with the mage. This one looks really sick, actually. I love the color scheme, the purple with the green, and I don't know, just all of this working in the background. Very cool. That's great. Prompt coherency and style coherency really nailed. This is the Flux 2 Klein 4B model, which I am actually seeing an extra hand in. I'm surprised about that because usually it doesn't have an extra hand, but I guess it can happen. And then the fast model, which has the craziest looking hand and this hat that like their eyes turn into the hat. Eyebrows are hats in this world, I guess. I mean, the wall looks cool. There's also some like watermark, you know, like when AI does watermarks in the corner. So maybe not the best. It might be from the CG Society part of the prompt. Let's see if that changes anything at all if we remove it. It did. It removed the watermarks. Hands are still a little funky, but I think overall not too bad. Let's try and creative upscale this and see how it does. I like to turn it down to 25%. And while that's generating, we can just like use another random prompt. A kawaii teacup. Let's do with prompt magic on. Let's run one with prompt magic off. This is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I really did want to give you guys a thorough look at how things are handled in this. So really quickly, before we look at the most recent Kawaii Cup generation, here's this. So this was our last Klein 4B Fast generation that I said was kind of funky. And here it is fixed up. The fingers are still a little bit weird. I think that the creative upscale model that we have, the clarity upscale, can't really handle fixing things. Like the base image really matters, so it can't fix things that aren't already good, if that makes sense. So it just adds detail. It really brought the realism out in her face. It separated the hat from her body. And yeah, just like I said, brought out the realism in the paint as well. Very cool. So if you have like a 4B Fast image that you want to add clarity to or more realism, make sure to try out the clarity upscale. It varies by the size that you want to upscale, but it's usually at the base. If you don't want to enlarge the image, it's just going to be 2 credits. So if you have the free plan, it's really just like 2 credits per image. Okay, so here's our Kawaii Cup. Oh, that handled it so well. So that's 4B Fast. How cute. And look at the details. Like there's nothing that's really too weird here. Actually, there's nothing weird at all. I think that's a really good photo. And this is with prompt magic on, which surprisingly, it kind of took the magic away from it. Okay, well, let's try it in the medium tier 4B model with prompt magic on. I always suggest having prompt magic on. It just helps to enhance your prompts in the back end so that if you don't really have the best like detailed prompt writing ability, which that's where I am, then prompt magic always helps to like add more detail and just a little bit more like oomph to the back of your, or to your photos. So this is 4B, very cute. And then 9B. This one made it look a little bit more like animated, while this one looks a lot more like I don't know, I guess there's kind of a dip, like this looks more CGI is what I'm trying to say. And this one looks a lot more like hand illustrated. Both are very cute. One last prompt just for the heck of it, because we're here and we can. Flux to Klein 4B, which, yeah, if you guys want any of these prompts, comment down below and I will be able to get those to you, because the Vincent prompts that are written for you are actually based off of stuff you already create. So the more you create, the more it gets to know what you like, and it'll create based on the stuff you're already making. Oh, that is so cool. 4B Fast is actually very confusing because sometimes it outperforms the other models, and I don't know how. Like this is, I'm pretty sure 9B, which is still nice. Like I still think it's a great image. I just am a sucker for realism, and that looks much more real than 4B or 9B. 4B Fast is blowing me away. Although these little like monkey feature, like monkey creature things, I have no idea what that is. Wow. So that was, like I said, this was basically instant. So obviously these models are optimized for speed. And like, I think it's just best if you guys take a play on your own to see which one you like best, because it really does. Like, I don't know which one handles things best. I think they're all really good. Sometimes 9B Fast handles realism better. And then sometimes, sorry, not 9B, 4B Fast handles realism better, as we saw in this mage photo. This was a 4B Fast. Like this looks so realistic compared to 9B, which they both look real. I just think, you know, side by side, this one looks more realistic. And the shadow looks so much better. And this is with that start image. I don't know if you guys remember. Well, there's no start image. Ignore me. I'm going crazy because I really can't tell the difference sometimes between the Fast model and the 9B model. So maybe there's a difference, a slight difference, especially if you prompt. So yeah, I feel like this is an inconclusive test. And the actual conclusion is that they're all really good models, especially for the price. Free if you're on a pro plan, and 2 credits for the 9B model if you're on a pro plan. That's insane. I am amazed. So yeah, overall, the faster Klein models are amazing, I think, for exploration, iteration, but the larger one, I don't know, like I'm trying to read the script but I don't know, like I'm still that was a good test to go through. Personally, I think I like the 4B fast model the best because it handles realism the best. But like I said, I think that comparing all 3 models to each other, especially if you have the Pro plan, is the best way to go because they're a hit or miss. This was 4B fast, which I really loved the lighting for. And then for some reason, the 4B and 9B model just kind of like ate up that magical lighting, as in it just like disappeared. This is like kind of an in-between, but this is too golden. This is like kind of golden, and this has more of a natural golden light. So yeah, there really isn't a single best model. I think it just depends on whether you care about speed, quality, and also like the type of style. So all that to say, I'm curious to know which one you would use. And if there's another model you want me to compare next, definitely let me know in the comments. I might test these against other popular models next if people want, because how cool. Also, if you guys are wondering which generator to use these models on, like I said, I'm using NightCafe Studio. You can head there and sign up for free and start off for free with no charge. There's a referral link down below if you guys want to use it.